Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Please subscribe. That'd be nice if you guys could. Cost you nothing. Makes the numbers look better. Appreciate you. And also subscribe to the Tobin and Leroy show, weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I know there's some podcast feeds, by the way, people are having issues with. We just changed podcast back channels. I'm trying to figure out why we're having issues, like Spotify, even on the Odyssey app, we're having issues. Apple Podcasts, for some reason, though, is not having any issues. So I'm trying to figure that out. I apologize for anybody. There are other ways to get the show. Like, you can still get the whole show on YouTube, on Twitch. You can get it on the Odyssey app. Like, there's the whole on-demand thing that you could do. But I understand. People are used to getting their podcasts, how they get their podcasts. I'm trying to fix it. So PSA for the listeners out there, but I'm aware of it. I'm trying to get it fixed, and I apologize that it is an issue right now, but it will get rectified. Rest assured, I am on the case. The Miami Heat, they revealed their preseason schedule today. It's not quite the opening night, but the Miami Heat are starting off their preseason 5 games, 2 on the road, 3 at home. They will start off October 8th, and that will be against the Charlotte Hornets. So we will get a showdown of Bam going to North Carolina and getting a chance, if they play the starters, 7 p.m., and then you'll get a chance to, a lot of these are regional. Everybody's kind of close. So nobody's going to do a whole lot of traveling to make these games happen because they are keeping it all in the fold. Then after that, 2 days later, the Miami Heat will host the Hawks. So, Trae Young and all that fodder that was there, all for naught. Hey, we had some fun in June, did we not? We just kicked the tires on some Trae Young. We had some fun on some fodder. That's it. That's all it is, baby. Same thing with the Pelicans and Brandon Ingram. Also, probably going to be batting his eyes at Pat Riley. Brandon Ingram's going to go off in that game, right? Like, that is, you could rest assured if he plays in this game that Brandon Ingram is going to be, and that's an afternoon game too. Afternoon, what is the 13th? That's a Sunday afternoon. Oh, coinciding with Dolphins? What do we got there? Let's see if we got a conflict, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to basically do my work schedule right here in front of all of you on YouTube. So that is the 13th. The Dolphins, actually, you know what? It's not a conflict. The Dolphins have a bye that week. So there you go. For everybody who is going to be starving for South Florida action, no Dolphins football on that day. The Heat are clear. Then October 15th, Victor Wembanyama in the house. Will he play? Not sure. But if you guys didn't get to see Victor Wembanyama, you get a Bam Wemby showdown, 7:30 p.m. Spurs on October 15th. And then the things close out on October 18th in Memphis against the Grizzlies. So there you go. That is your schedule. You got at Hornets 2 days later, starting on the October 10th. 2 days later, hosting the Hawks. Sunday the 13th in the afternoon, hosting the Pelicans. 2 days later on a Tuesday, hosting the Spurs at 7:30, and then close things out on the 18th in Memphis. And then I would imagine 10 days later will probably be about the time we have the open schedule. There were some leaks have been coming out. Shams has been leaking. Looks like the opening game is going to be Knicks Celtics for their ring ceremony. Ugh. And they'll be happy because they can do no more whining about Jaylen Brown not being on the team. No more whining about Jason Tatum not getting playing time on the Team USA. Poor Drew Holiday and Derek White. Apparently no Celtics fans even wanted to watch them because they're like, Derek White. I mean, come on. We want to see Tatum. You guys are ingrates. Either way. Oh, can I say, speaking of ingrates, I got to say something to the Heat fans out there. Because I actually, this was like the first comment that was in our chat today for Tobin and Leroy. And I got to say, and it's not the only person, so I don't want to call this person specifically an idiot because he's not alone in his idiocy. But the Heat fan who is upset because Jimmy Butler hasn't publicly congratulated Bam Adebayo and Erik Spoelstra on social media, you guys need to get your head examined. I swear to God. Like, I mean, like, of all the things to be concerned about with this Heat team, and there are things to be concerned about, Jimmy Butler not commenting on Instagram about Erik Spoelstra and Bam Adebayo winning the gold medal is lunacy. First of all, it's like you guys don't even know Jimmy Butler, which is kind of crazy. You would think after 5 years, a fan base would get to know their player. And I'll take you back if you thought Jimmy Butler was going to congratulate Bam Adebayo, because I think people think that there's a rift. You know, like they think this is a new thing. They think Jimmy Butler is acting out because of contract thing. So I think people are trying to make this a new thing. Well, luckily, we have a little thing we like to call the Tobes Archives. And I remember being at this press conference, you know, covering this game. And it was the game where Bam Adebayo got his Tokyo Olympic banner at the Heat's house. And Jimmy Butler was asked about that game, was asked about this in the post game. And Jimmy Butler, he said with full honesty, and yes, a little tongue in cheek, but also kind of not. And he said to the reporter who asked him the question about Bam getting his banner, I'm a hater. You don't want my opinion on that.
Jimmy, just want to get your thoughts on the halftime ceremony for Bam, with the banner going up in the rafters.
I'm a hater, man. I don't think you want to ask me that. I am a hater, so I'm going to just leave it at that.
So, like, Jimmy Butler's Jimmy Butler. He has been this every year he's been with the Heat. That is what he is. If you think Jimmy Butler is going to go on Instagram and tweet a congratulations to Bam Adebayo and Erik Spoelstra about winning the Olympics, he publicly? No way, dude. Do you guys even know how Jimmy Butler uses social media? First of all, he gives you 3 songs of the day, all right? Then maybe we'll get the privilege of some beauty shots of where Jimmy Butler is. If he's feeling froggy, we'll get some training videos. We'll get some glamour shots of what he's eating that day. And, you know, whatever shenanigans he's up to. It's a peek into Jimmy Butler's world. Jimmy Butler marches to his own beat. And if Jimmy Butler was going to congratulate anybody on the Olympics, it would probably be like a break dancer from Brazil. If Jimmy Butler was going to congratulate anybody in the Olympics, it would be like the best pickleball player from Brazil. Sometimes I just don't even think like the Heat fan realizes. They're just like, oh, what did Jimmy think? Jaime did, and everybody else did. Well, why didn't Jimmy? Because he's Jimmy. Because Jimmy is Jimmy, dude. Like, you think he's throw flowers on social media guy? That's what you think he is? I've just and then, but the thing that's funniest about it is people are like, oh, this means there's a rift. Like, people are actually spending their time on this thing. Like, oh my God, he didn't say congratulations to Bam and Spo. Because if you ask him about it, hey, what'd you think of that winning the Olympics? He goes, he'll say the same thing immediately. Oh yeah, good for them. But like, I'm a hater. You think I'm going to congratulate them? I've been there, done that. It's hilarious to me, man. Like, it's not new. It's not like this thing where it's like, oh, Jimmy Butler's being a grump because he's in a contract dispute. That's why he's not liking posts on social media. Crazy. Anyway, one guy I don't want to hate on, because I'll tell you one thing though. You know, it seemed like they fortified let's just say things did go really badly. There was some drama this year with Jimmy Butler. I have theorized there's a swapperoo, a switcheroo. Let's just say Lakers, Heat don't get off to fantastic starts. If there was going to be some kind of a swapskis, LeBron for Jimmy, because you see LeBron today when he was, well, it wasn't today. I don't know when the video was from, but it was released today. They were showing who's got the best celebration. and they were all doing the LeBron shoulder shrug. That's when he's like, he's too strong for anybody. And he referred to Bamonte as his twin. I was like, slight goosies. Not full goosies, but slight goosies. So, ripcord move if the Jimmy thing does go sideways. But, like, the idea that he didn't congratulate Bam Adebayo and on Erik Spoelstra, like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I remember him saying, like, somebody asked him about the Heat banner, that asked him about the Olympic banner 3 years ago. And Jimmy Butler's like, I'm a hater. You don't ask me. You don't ask me about that. Ridiculous. One thing that did give me, as I close out this little taste of Heat vid here, I just want to give a congratulations to Michael Beasley for his game winner in the Big Three. And really, there are 3 Heat players I'll never get enough of. And not the obvious ones like Dwayne and UD. I mean, like, obviously those are Alonzo. These are the Royals, right? Like, they're the best of the best. But, like, there's 3 that just genuinely bring delight to my heart every single time. And one of them is Goran Dragic, because he's Goran Dragic, obviously, like the best warrior. Should have number 7 retired, but another story for another day. Chris Bosh, because any Chris Bosh content is good Chris Bosh content. And then there is the legend that is Super Cool Bees. And I will always have a special place in my heart for Michael Beasley. And I will, like somebody the other day is like, oh, well, the Heat, they should bring him in for a 5th try. I'm like, you'll get no argument from me. I'll be all for it. But somebody, people have mentioned this on social media. This was a good social media idea, as opposed to Jimmy Butler being frosty with the Heat and not congratulating people on social media. This was a good suggestion. Michael Beasley needs to be playing in the Olympics for the 3-on-3 tournament instead of Jimmer Fredette. Ridiculous we're sending Jimmer Fredette for this. Michael Beasley, this is his moment. This is his crowning achievement. He needs to save 3-on-3 basketball. So it is said, so it needs to be done. Michael Beasley to represent America. I love bees.